All right, all right. All right. Let me know in the chat if you can see me, if you can hear if you can hear me, if you can see my screen. So let me know in the chat so we can start the stream. Today is March the 31st, 2026. Okay, so we're gonna analyze together the indices as always. So I already did two breakdowns. I did one in French and one in English. You basically know what I'm waiting for, okay, in the session right now. Okay. So I'm waiting for price to do two things, two potential things. Well, first thing first, I don't really see price respect that imbalance. Okay, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't see price respect that imbalance. All right, so my first scenario, my primary scenario, like I said in the stream, it will be something like that. See price moving to the upside inside of this potential sell area, and then to come back at least to the 50% of the previous daily range. Or like as you can see on NQ, come back, take those targets, and then take these targets we have right there. That's the primary scenario. Since I'm in a bearish cycle, so I prioritize the bearish idea first, you know. But as you can see, we have a manipulation right there, and the current low of day looks like it's been set right there. All right, that's the current low of day, and we have a nice manipulation. The market reacted, it's inside of an imbalance in the weekly, monthly, daily, and I think it's 4 hour too, but I only use the daily, the monthly, and the weekly. So that might be the low of the day. Okay, so that can be the low of the day. And like I said in the breakdown, if we can create a higher time frame imbalance, okay, as you can see right there, we have this imbalance on the H4. So we probably might wait for, we're probably gonna have to wait for retracement to go higher just to attack the targets we have right there on NQ, which means we can have something like this, all right, and move to the upside and take these targets. All right, so because right now we have evidence to say the low of the day might be set. Okay, but yeah, like I said in the breakdown, I will be 100% bullish or 90% bullish only when we can, for example, break, let's say, that potential sell area. If we can break that potential sell area and no manipulation at the previous daily high, and this imbalance on H4, for example, got inverted, and we had an imbalance too on the daily right there, and we can invert that imbalance, that might be something to look like in the next days, the next weeks or so. So we are waiting. We are waiting to see what's gonna happen. This target's right there. Okay. So yesterday we had the sell opportunity. Okay, I don't know if you All right, remember we talked about this imbalance yesterday, the M15 imbalance. That was the point of interest, we can say. And then what happened? The market came back to it. Okay, we retrace and then we just drop lower. Okay, we just drop lower and we left these targets for future reference. We have these targets right here. We have that target right there. All of these targets, the market left them for future reference. Okay. And then now, today, well, we already have a manipulation right there. I still expect another retracement to take a long opportunity. Okay. Long opportunity just to come inside of this sell area. So if price move to the upside first and come inside of this potential sell area first, forget about buying, or we're gonna have to wait to see if price gonna break this area to consider potential retracement to go higher. Okay, which means if I'm gonna long today, if I'm gonna long this, and this is based on the daily context, the current low of day, we need a retracement. Okay, we need a retracement first before market taking the previous daily high. Okay, before market moving to the upside and take these targets, because remember, as soon as we take the target, the scenario, the playbook is over. So that's something we have to pay attention to. That's we have that same imbalance on M15, bro, right there. Okay. I don't know if you watched the video I posted yesterday about the hourly open. Okay. Somebody could yesterday at 12 right there. You can see the hourly open was exactly right there. 12 like not 12, 11, I guess. Yeah, 11. Give us confirmation. We come back to this up candle that created the reaction inside of this imbalance, the imbalance we had, and the market just come back to it and keep dropping lower. All right, that was very close to stop loss. Okay, very close. All right, it is what it is, bro. Do something real quick in this computer. Let me do something in this computer real quick. I'll upload extreme. No, is it the best time to do that? But I'm upstream now. I don't know, but let me try to do it. I'm back with our perfect stream now. Yeah, I'm back with our perfect stream now. So please, guys, drop a like on the stream if you like my content, if you like my streams, you like my sessions. So just drop a like. That's 10. That's 11. That's gonna be the next hour. So that was the opening of the session right there. The New York Stock Exchange open right there, and the New York Stock Exchange open right there. Morning, Libright Academy. Good morning, Border. Actually, congratulations for your payouts. Guys, let's put the money emoji in the chat for Johnny. I said 0911. Well, we don't see the Johnny, but I know the J is for Johnny. You had 3 payouts this week. And he's one of my students though. That's what we do here, you know? That's what we do here, bro. We learn, we make some payouts, and we stay silent because you know we can't really stay quiet. Sauf parfois, ton costume hier, décide de dire quelques vérités, mais après ça, vous êtes silencieux. On va dire rien. On va dire rien. Anybody here, if you don't make any payout yet, just stay patient, keep working, keep doing your thing, keep doing things the right way, right? Like everybody has their own journey, their own experience, so don't rush anything. Okay, I know that feeling when you see other people making payouts and you don't make any yet, and you'll be like, bro, the problem is me. Yeah, the problem might be you, but this is not a reason to rush the process. And one thing about trading, you can't, like I was saying yesterday, don't skip process. Don't skip any steps. You know, anybody you've seen making payouts, they've been in your positions before. Okay. Well, they were exactly where you are at right now. They stay patient and keep working. Stay patient, keep working. Okay. Même si stoïque yo toujours dit comme ça pour nous tolérer envers l'autre monde et puis pour nous dur avec tête nous, c'est pour moi me fin tout à fait d'accord avec nous. Je comprends en partie, but qui j'en fait tolérer à l'autre monde c'est pas tolérer à tête toi avant. It's impossible. Okay, so m'bab dit it's impossible, but it's gonna be hard for you. So, commencez par tolérer à tête tout. Okay, l'on fait erreur, pas besoin faire tout sentir comme si c'est plus mauvais bail qui est arrivé dans le monde là. Okay, pas faire tout sentir comme si like ou nul ou bien on sont imbécile ou bien whatever. You just make mistakes. Ça just prouve que c'est monde rien encore. Okay? Rien encore. L'em live là, me dit nous market dans bullish là les bearish. Pas prendre ça personnel. Ça veut dire que après stream nan m'a compliqué, m'a dit que je pas coach ou bien me sort tout mon a regardé me dit market le bullish li bearish. No. I just get it wrong and that's it. Il pas plus que ça. So be more tolerant with yourself, okay? Patient et tout, pardonner tout because ou pas pardonner moun tu va pardonner tout. Pardonner tout. Yes, we over leveraging yesterday. Yes, ou pas suivre plan yesterday. Yes, ou pas risquer j'en t'a supposé risquer ou prendre trade ou pas supposé trade. Yes, you did that yesterday. But you know the best thing it's like today you can do better. Today you can do better and forget about yesterday. And you're gonna make it, bro. Like I said, like I usually say, like it's not that complicated. Just be patient, keep working. Be patient, keep working. Okay, so we are actually inside of this potential sell area. Voilà, on va plus souhaiter dans H1. Okay. So I would like to see a confirmation in higher time frame. Okay. 1 hour, 15 minutes. Well, 15 minutes is a medium time frame, but just to explain to you, because right now we have this low that might be that can be the potential low of the day. Well, that can be the low of the day that create a nice reaction and this big expansion to the upside, right? So this is enough to consider like, all right, we are bullish, all right? Like 2 or 3 weeks ago or 1 month ago, guys, the low is said, all I want to see is a retracement to go higher. But now, n'oblige beaucoup plus, n'oblige ouais dans les deux sens plus semaines ça parce que nous avons un market qui non bearish cycle, ok? Pour me considérer jeudi comme potentiel première accumulation, faut at least nous ta fini, nous ta close bullish. At least pour nous ta close bullish and break potential sell area ça. Ok, so c'est pas que ça que m'apprend nous yo pas bon, ou du moins là nous pas qu'à juste dire oh, coach dans goal context the low of the E7 on va just rester dans retracement pour aller higher. The thing is ou ka still après temps de retracement et puis qu'on y a market là qui ça le fait au lieu que ces retracement li fait pour continuer à aller higher, c'est plutôt reset bearish cycle hein? And then you have something like this. That's why we're gonna have to pay attention to this area, okay? So now, idée que m'te gagné pour me rester dans retracement pour m'aller to the upside là, m'pas dire que le forcer à 100%, mais là qu'on y a moins plus à focaliser sur ça market la fait en deux zones ça là. Since nous déjà sous tête previous daily high, oui, priorité à cette après qui ça market là qu'a fait comme potential sell area pour why not at least retracer à le target ça. Okay? That's what I see right now. Nous pas seulement Johnny qui fait payout. Okay, we had payouts for other people, but they don't want to share that publicly, and I totally agree with that. Well, c'est pas tout le monde qui veut ça, and chaque monde a opinion, chaque monde a monde qui juste parle mais comme si actually I'm going étudier par monde qui gagne connaître dans trading, so tout le monde pas même, ok? Et parce que parfois ça met ton pression sur nous le fait que l'autre monde connaît nous dans feel ça. But congratulations to everybody. If you can make a payout bro in this market, in this career, congratulations. And I don't care if it's 5,500, 200, 1,000. Ok. C'est un dollar qui mène 10, c'est 10 qui mène 100, c'est 5 qui mène 1000, c'est 1000 qui mène 10 000, c'est 10 000 qui mène 1 million. You gotta start somewhere anyways, ok? Ou pas de just faire premier payout pour just tout $10,000 ou bien pour just tout $50,000. So, I don't care about numbers. As soon as depuis on going to pay out in comptable, and that's it. That's what matters for me. So now we're gonna wait, guys. That's a nice expansion right there. We're gonna have to wait. So, like I told you, I don't see price respect that imbalance. Like anybody that was like paying attention to this imbalance, I said that in the breakdowns, the French and the English ones. I said, guys, I don't expect price to hold that imbalance. Okay, I can't really tell you why. Sometimes I see certain stuff. It's just like experience. I don't see price hold this imbalance. I see price break that imbalance. Okay, so as you can see, 5 minutes away from the close of this candle, and we have a massive bullish candle, and we're gonna close this imbalance. So we're gonna invert that imbalance on both of the assets. Okay, so let's wait and pay attention to the next hour. Regardez-vous qui ça market dans café next hour. Bon, even though nous avons un big candle là qui paraît go nèg en pile. Now 15 minutes. Okay. So now, si market lan just break zone side and then let's say the market just like keep going higher. And like I said, as soon as we break this area, I would potentially consider this day as the first accumulation. And then tomorrow, we're probably gonna have the reaccumulation, which means the market might retrace. Why not come back to this low and then to keep going higher again? Okay, but we're not there yet. Okay, so we have to use the information we have right now on our chart. Okay, what information we have right now? The market is inside this potential sell area. So if the market is inside this potential sell area, we just have to pay attention to what the market will do in the next few minutes, in the next hour, I can say. That's in a week. All right. So, un market la fait là, pas grand market la fait cap surprendre jeudi. Hein. OK. Because nous parlons de tout scénario qui est possible aujourd'hui. Hein. Sorry. Nous dit qui ça va passer, nous dit qui j'en a interprété price si market là just continue à aller higher. Since nous avons manipulation là, qui set low of day, ça va étonner nous le fait que market là just aller higher and li break zone ça. Sauf que nous allons interpréter market là en l'autre. OK. And the fact that nous avons bearish cycle already, nous pas étonner non plus si market là respecter celle là ça, and why not reset the entire bearish cycle. Nous pas étonner tout. Qu'on y a idée que m'te gagné qui c'était retracement first avant nous aller to the upside, je capable dire que idée ça censé passer à l'infinitif. OK. Idée ça censé effacer notre shot là beaucoup nia. Pour qui ça? Parce que nous aller sous tête previous daily high first. Seule façon pour m'ta style considérer idée ça faut que dans retracement market là ta quitté on low resistance high. OK. Market là ta quitté on low resistance high ou bien equal high. M'ka style toujours considérer idée ça moyen que nous gagnons nice manipulation pour nous aller higher. But as of right now, the fact that we move to the upside first and take the previous daily high, so I can't really consider the second scenario we talked about in the breakdown. Okay. So we're gonna stay patient and si pas gagner jeudi, on va gagner jeudi. On est jeune hier. Okay. So now, si on m'a demandé pour qui ça là son potential c'est là où il y a. First thing first, nous gagnons previous daily low ça, nous gagnons balance daily ça, plus nous gagnons balance H4 ça tout. Et c'est là dedans nous censé arriver. OK, nous censé arriver à zone ça là. Donc that's why nous gagnons là comme ça. We have 124 people here, so drop some likes, please. If you like the stream, if you like what you see, drop some like. Drop some likes in the stream. Okay. So that's a nice target right there. We have a lot of targets. That's a nice target right there. Let's see, bro. All right, that's 10. Close of H4. All right. We don't close above the previous daily high. Very close, but not above it. Yes, it's different. Yes, it's totally different. Yes, break this high, but we are still inside of this imbalance, or we're still inside of this potential sell area. Okay. So now remember, yes, we have this manipulation right there. Yes, we have potential low of the set, but you can't buy high. I don't buy high. Okay, I don't do that. Okay. We can't, I'm not gonna buy right here. Okay. Because parce que moi montre nous hourly open, moi montre nous qui j'en pour nous prendre position pour nous utiliser hourly candle. Hein. Sometimes nous bon mouvement ça. And this is not a great move. Okay, like yes, you might have some target. Okay, eventually, it's not a good move. All right. So let's just erase this imbalance on H4. I said that in the breakdown. I don't see price respect any of this imbalance right there. That's right there. It's the hourly open. Check something in this screen real quick. N'a assemblé ça, bagraine pour une construire un château. Yes. That's what it is. No, petite héritier. I was watching a video the other day and the guy said, well, like, I had so many grandparents, grandparents, and I'm the only one that said, all right, we gotta be rich. Aucun moun avant pas trop nécessité pour nous être riche, like, pour te font bagay. Si c'est moi même qui va le faire tout bagay ça. It was funny, but it is what it is, man. And par où tu fais ça ou capable avec ça ou gain. Opportunité nous gain jeudi par nous pas gain. We got internet, we got I got like 2 screens in front of me. I'm kind of jusqu'à 3 même. We have trading view, we have like internet, we have Wi-Fi, we have everything, bro. Smartphone, we have like everything is smart now. They didn't have this opportunity, bro. And they did great for the time. Oh. But yeah, be patient. There is nothing to do right now. Well, based on my scenarios, my point of view and everything, there is nothing to do right now. Ça va là, je dis, hein? I don't think she's here today. Are you still in risk reward 7? Yes. What you talking? What you talking about, bro? Risk reward 7 is me, bro. It's not gonna change, bro. Ever. Yeah, I was one of the first person in risk reward 7, if not the first person. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm the only one that's been there since the beginning and I'm still there. I'm the only one. Just imagine that. It's not just in trading, it's not just in everything in my life. It's everywhere. It's everywhere, you know. Loyalty is key, bro. I see people come, do their stuff, betray and stuff. They go, they leave trading, they leave. They do certain stuff you did not expect. I'm still there. I'm still there, bro. So now, yeah, I'm not active like I used to be, like before, say 2021. And yeah, I still do the breakdowns and the random session and everything. I keep doing my things, bro. Mobile store un retracement pour aller upside. Hmm. Oui, mais faut que t'aies une bonne target ça. Well, can have something like this, bro. Okay, and then after that, yes, we can have something like that, and the market might hold this low right there. Keep it safe here and move to the upside. We trace, create a reaccumulation, and then to keep going higher. But right now, we are reacting of form of potential sell area, and we gotta pay attention to it. Let's see what is going on here. I don't really like that. It's the imbalance on H4. If we're gonna have a manipulation right here, I would like to see price create a new high. Okay, which means I would like to see price potentially like set the high and come back, create another manipulation to go lower. So that might be the next hour. That might be in the next hour. But let's pay attention to what we have right now. Okay. Let's stay in the present. Let's stay in the careful state of mind. Okay. So in M15, that's the big bullish candle that helped the market moving to the upside. So in M15, in order to consider a potential manipulation, you would like to see price break below this low, below this candle, because if we can do that, you're probably gonna have what we can call an IC candle to move to the downside. Somebody said, can I consider the IC candle as a order block? Yes and no. Okay, because this is how I see, this is how I consider the IC candle. All right, when we have a reaction right away, well, this is not something I will consider. This is not a manipulation. All right, but either when we have a reaction right away from an imbalance or after a manipulation, that's basically when I consider the IC candle, and I expect price to come back to it right away. Okay, but now what most people do, they gonna consider some hold IC candle. I don't really do that, right? For example, like people gonna tell you that's an order block. Well, market just break it, because the way I see it is just after the manipulation, the market has to come back to it right away. Well, when I say right away, the same day. Okay, I want to see price come back to it and to keep dropping lower, because if we don't come back to it the next day, I will pay attention to the previous daily low and previous daily high as liquidity, you know, or the next hour or the next session. I'm not gonna say, well, that's an IC candle, we probably gonna have to retrace. No, for example, I'm not gonna consider this down candle as IC candle this day. That doesn't make any sense, because now I'm gonna consider only the previous daily low. All right, I'm gonna consider just the previous daily low. What I want to see after manipulation, well, that's not an IC candle. Okay, after manipulation, the down candle, I want to see price come back to it and then move to the upside. Not after 2-3 days, not after 100 years, 1000 years. All right, so that's my take on it. That's my point of view. Okay, you consider it after reaction inside of a concept or after manipulation. Well, most of the time I consider them after the manipulation, but you're probably gonna see me draw some IC candle after reaction inside of an imbalance. I've been answered this question as the weed. Yes, you can use it. Yes, you can use it on Forex. Okay. Yes, you can use it on Forex. E bel bagay lò leve chaque matin, ou vin nan market lan, ou senti wap ameliore. That's great. You are making progress. The daily context can actually heal 101 disease. Yeah. So we have the first 15 minutes. That's the hourly open. We can see that the first 5 minutes we have both ways rejection candle, and the market create that big down candle and the small imbalance. I have nothing in mind right now. Okay, so yes, that looks bearish. Somebody can play that, but as a scalper, you can play that. But the safest confirmation, in my opinion, will be the inversion of this imbalance right there. Okay. And also paying attention to 1030 to see if we're not gonna have like a reversal. Okay. As of the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, we are still below the hourly open. But if you trade on lower time frame, this imbalance will be your guidance. But in M15, the best thing will be like to we have this imbalance on M15 too. All right, so we have something. So I will consider manipulation if we can invert that imbalance. If we don't, okay, first sign, inversion of this imbalance. Second sign, break up below this candle, and consider that as I see to go lower. Okay, if we can't have that, we're probably gonna keep going higher and break this potential sell area, and that will change the that's not gonna change the narrative because we talked about that. But that might be a sign that we're probably gonna have the first accumulation, and then tomorrow we're gonna have a reaccumulation to keep going higher. So there's nothing so far. There's nothing to do so far. Now wait. I remember what his name, Jordan Morgan, one of like I can say one of the educators that give me like some knowledge. Usually he used to say that you have to let price build some narratives, you know, which means gen des jours faut qu'on quitte market lan fait ça gen pour le faire, quitter le build liquidity, quitter le build imbalance, quitter le build des séries de concepts pour utiliser dans l'an demain. OK? Li important pour venir dans market chaque jour, mais ça pas veut dire chaque jour venir dans market pour prendre position. Okay, sometimes the market gonna take the day to build a narrative. Okay, narrative like in the well, the market is worse, so we're gonna have a crash. That's gonna be the narrative. Or well, we recover, we back to positive, and then everybody's happy and everything. That's gonna be the narrative sometimes too. And now it's your job to think that, well, if everybody thinks about something, so I probably gonna have to do the opposite. Okay, I was reading yesterday, some analysts, they said that the bear market might be over, and I think twice, because when these people say the bear market is over, I don't think it's gonna be over. I probably think we're gonna drop lower. Well, I just hear that and I do my own like analysis right away, but I'm not gonna imply that in the market. Okay, just gonna wait for the market to tell me exactly what to do. Like I usually tell you, like yesterday, Chairman Powell was talking, and I told you, well, they might use this speech as excuse to recover the market, but still gonna trust my process, still gonna trust my analysis. That's exactly what I did, you know. And I don't care about what he's saying because, well, the market will always tell me what to do. Okay. First thing, Sakiti bear market there. Well, it's not really a bear market, bro, because that's not even 20%, bro. From the current high, from the all-time high to this low, that's 10%. Okay. Last year, that was let me check. From all-time high to, well, the all-time high we had at this moment, that was 20%. Okay. Last year we had 10% down. We had some bullish day. All right. The narrative like, okay, we're gonna stop bleeding. The bear market is over, and we drop again. So as you can see, that was the all-time high, and this all-time high is the current low right now. That's why you have to pay attention to where the market is at before you invest. Okay. That's why you have to turn off the TV and invest. Okay. Especially when the market is down. First thing I really appreciate about you, brother, is that you don't only provide us trading knowledge, but how to be patient and disciplined, which will help us succeed in any other things in life. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that. And that's not gonna kill me if I pin it. I don't think so. I don't think so. I wanna show you a different trading than the trading they're telling you on social media, because the trading they're telling you on social media, I don't know it. I don't know it. So moi pas vraiment envie rentrer jeudi a, même marché après des low et puis le réagir dans des high là. Moi chita sous même. That's a wise decision, brother. Okay. So ouais que stratégie on capable play out jeudi, hein? Well, just chita sous mon. That's great. If you can do that consistently, you're gonna win, brother. Okay. If you can say, all right, this is not my strategy, this is not what I want to see, this is not what I want to trade, and it's probably gonna be the same case for me today too, because we talked about two scenarios, and right now I can't long right there. Okay, I'm not gonna long above previous daily high, so only one scenario can happen, is a retracement to go and take these targets. If we don't have it, there is no opportunity for me today. Well, we won't have any opportunity today if we can't have it. And if we just keep moving to the upside, that will be the confirmation that we probably, remember I said probably, we're probably gonna have the start of a bullish cycle. Okay, and the bullish cycle might be just 2 or 3 days. Okay, this is something you have to understand. When I say bullish or bearish cycle, that doesn't mean the market has to go to that direction for like 6 weeks or 6 months. I don't know, you know, that might be just for 3 days, and then we come back to the bearish cycle. Okay, but yeah, that was the opening at 9:30, and since then, that's what we've been doing. We have 6,450.25 as target. We have 6,421.50 as target. And also on NQ, we have 23,235 as target. And then we have this one left because we just reacted from that one right there. Just have to pay attention, bro, and wait. Oops. Yes, I understand that too. Sometimes someone gets it wrong because the market is building something for the future. Yes, the market is building narratives, as Jordan Morgan used to say. Okay, and when he's doing that, sometimes the best thing might be to wait. Okay, I think the most important thing is clarity. You have to know exactly what you're waiting for. You have to know exactly what should happen for you to take trades, and what potential other scenarios that might happen, and what scenario that will basically tell you like, well, just close your screen and wait for tomorrow. Okay, if you watch my breakdowns, you will see that all right guys, this is my primary scenario. This is the first scenario I see happens in the market. I want to see price doing this, I want to see price doing that. Okay, and then the fact that we have X, Y, or Z information, the market might do this or that. As soon as we have this reaction, this manipulation, this inversion, I will consider the market bullish and bearish. And then now we're probably gonna have another scenario, a different scenario. Okay, and then I will tell you, this is the scenario that I know if we have it, I'm not gonna trade. Almost every time, not every time, but almost every time, I will find a scenario and I'm gonna tell you, all right, if this one happens, I'm not gonna trade. Okay, why? Because my strategy doesn't work like that. Okay, let's say for example, I consider that as the current low of day, the market create that manipulation. It's nice. Okay, and we can say that's a gold context and we want to go higher. Well, we're probably gonna need a retracement because we are too high right now. We're probably gonna need a retracement before we keep going higher, right? So now, sorry guys, so now if price just keep going higher, so yeah, I understood that was the potentially low of day, but we never had the retracement. So if that happened, I'm not gonna chasing price. I'm not gonna chase price right here and press the buy right here or buy right there and saying, well, if the low is set, why I can just buy right here. You're gonna suffer if you're doing that. So I know that might happen, but I know if it happens, well, I'm not gonna trade. That's That's simple. That's simple. So right now we had two scenarios in the breakdown, and then one of them is, like I said, it's not impossible, all right, because we had this low of day already set. I wanted to see a retracement before we take the previous daily high. Okay, so now this scenario is almost impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but in order to still consider this scenario, the market will need to build upside target right there. So as of right now, I have only one thing in my mind, is to wait a nice manipulation right there, okay, and to drop lower to to go at least to the 50% of the previous daily range and take the target. This is clarity. You know exactly what you're waiting for. That does not mean the market will do it, but you know what you're waiting for. Okay, Seneca said that. So no wine is favorable for, well, let me chercher le pito. Chercher le pito. Okay, if a man knows not to which port he sells, no win is favorable. So that's Seneca, you know. So par contre, qui va aller tout ça, ou pas connaître qui ça qui bon opportunité, ou pas connaître qui ça qui mauvais opportunité. And I said that in my previous podcast, right? So par contre qui ça prétend, ou pas connaître qui ça qui côté pour aller, ou pas connaître qui opportunité qui bon, ou pas connaître qui opportunité qui pas bon. Même avec Haïti. Qui nous va connaître côté pour aller, that's why j'ai souvent dit tout vous me c'est do. Because nous va connaître ça bon pour nous, nous va connaître ça pas bon pour nous. Nous va connaître côté pour aller. Okay? You need clarity. Okay, you need clarity, and at the same time you need to, for example, like detach yourself to the outcome, man. Okay, and this is not easy, man. I'm telling you, this is not easy. Okay, l'autre jour mon monde sur réseau qui dit que bon voilà, année ça il pas dans dossier risk management encore, année passée ils font pas temps ba risk management, etc. The thing is, moun nan montre que li attaché trop avec outcome nan. And then nou get what dire, coach, that's normal because nou not trading pour nous faire l'argent. So, pour ça, on dit nous pas attaché à target là. Trust me, plus soit attaché à target là, plus soit attaché à outcome là, plus soit prendre mauvaise décision. Alright? The more you attach yourself to the outcome, the more bad decisions you're gonna take. Okay? So now that doesn't mean you have to ignore the big picture. You have to ignore the why you are doing trading. That's not what I'm talking about. Well, before your session, you can do like meditation, you can read your goals, you can visualize your goals and everything. But in the session, you have to think about only your strategy, be patient, in your high probability scenario. In your stream, it's not the time to think about the Lamborghini. It's not in your session, it's not the time to think about the Lamborghini, the house you want to buy, and none of that. That's not the right time. You can do that before. You can do that after. The life you want to live, the house you want to buy, the car you want to buy, your dream, what you want to do for your mom and dad. You can think about all of that before the session. Okay? Like all of these outcome, you can think about them like before the session. But in the session, don't think about money. Don't think about the cars. Don't think about the houses. Don't think about that. The only thing you have to think about right now, the imbalance, the previous daily high, whether or not we have a confirmation. So now the thing is, the fact that when we are trading, we are thinking about the money, we forget all of these things. And you ended up taking a trade and you're like, bro, that's not my strategy. What happens? What happened? Well, after the stream, you'll be like, bro, that's not, I was not supposed to take that trade. You were not in the present moment because you were thinking about the Ferrari, you were thinking about the BMW, you were thinking about the money you're gonna make today. Yesterday, I took a trade and I went to play basketball. I want to play basketball. And I came back 2 p.m. When I sent the message, I said, oh, I secured, I logged some profits. That's when I came back home. How can I do that? Because I detach myself to the outcome. If I'm right, I'm gonna make money. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna lose it. And that was my strategy. So I don't need to pray. Hope is not a strategy. I don't need to pray the market to go to my direction. M'pa souffler bougie pour yo descendre ou bien prendre marteau. No. I took a trade. The trade respected my plan. I can't control the outcome. Si ma fait stop loss, met fait ça m'vle m'pa ka empêcher me faire stop loss. OK. Met fait ça m'vle m'pa ka empêcher me faire stop loss. Dès m'a fait stop loss, m'a juste fait stop loss. Et si m'a fait TP tout, m'a juste fait TP. Why? Because I detach myself to the outcome. And I know today is just one day of a career. It's not the entire career. Whatever happens, it's important, but that's not the entire life. That's not the entire career, you know? So yeah, so in the session, you have to think about the right thing. Okay? Not the outcome. Not the PNL. Okay? Combien nous là qui a pris position mais qui pas quitter position fait TP? Why? Because ou ap gade PNL la kap monte descend and you be like, damn bro, shit. Ou sent ou irritation ou envie closely and finalement closely et puis market là dans direction là et vous pas même faire 1 pour 2 ou pas même faire 1 pour 1 même because ou pas regarder PNL là. Because ou tap gade PNL là and then ou pas focus sur right thing là. Ou pas focus sur ça qui matter. Okay? And you gotta focus on what matters first. But again, this is not something that most people will agree with me because they're gonna tell, well, I'm in trading to make money. What you talking about? Abzim baga de PNL, but the PNL la map gade même ki bam please ku abzim baga de PNL. Well, it's your life, bro. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. I can only teach my experience. Okay. Baka teach on bagay, baka bakone. Je m'pas qu'il y a des résultats, moins plus bons résultats. Yeah. Today you don't care about the results. T'as nos bagay. Ça t'arrive, on connaît ça arrive en paquet non, alright? Et me pense en pile nous pas reconnaître nous là. On dit que nous achetons un compte propre firme. OK, nous achetons un compte propre firme. But nous focaliser sur passer pour firme, nous focaliser sur faire l'argent pour firme. Et n'a pas un paquet de vieux trade. Et puis ou presque blow à route à 40 là. Et puis à 40 là il était $200 ou bien il était $300. You like, well, I'm just one position. And then nous just one position. But nan ma ou à 40 là déjà crasé, ou dit ah, $300 ça pas représenter rien. Ou just one position nan ma ou ah, il fait stop loss, on déjà qu'on y a 40 là crasé. And then position ça vient plus belle position que vous prenez dans toute évaluation, c'est plus bonne position, prend plus belle position. Et pas parce que market là bas ou seulement position ça comme plus belle position non. Et parce que position ça ou pas de aucune expectation. Position ça et parce qu'on pas attaché avec outcome non. et pas miracle qui fait position ça fait TP. Non, il y a un miracle qui fait. Position ça déjà mis dans tête tout. Well, there is nothing to lose anyways. And every time you detach yourself to the outcome, what give me feeling? What break you? Well, I can just fait TP. Coach, question m'a posé, est-ce que bon nombre de temps pour passer pour film là? Non. Non. Longtemps t'es bien ça kounya non. OK. So exactement position a dit tout. S'il bon li bon, s'il crase, you don't care là. Parfois pas me songer sous des position ça même. Son amour qui doit envoyer un message ba, oh oui, me composition ouvert oui. Tellement gen oublié position. Et là la position fait full TP. Why? Parce que tu es détaché mind ou avec outcome là. Ouais, me songer si tu as outcome ou t'as suivi. Now, c'est pas market là qui a joué ensemble avant. Et ça va dire dans position avant, yo pas gain position pas de bon non, pas gain position qui comme si you était juste pas de bon et nous fait stop loss. Mais en pile fois, c'est parce que pendant toute évaluation, ou tellement que tu as pensé à challenge passé, l'argent va le faire par moi. Et le plus souvent, nous pensons avec ça, ou nous dans une position qui n'a pas gardé PNL, là, you know. Et nous avons dit que, well, je travaille $100 par jour, et une position qui a $500 là. On pense à mauvais bagage. Des bonnes sessions, c'est ça, on pense à mauvais bagage. Like I said, you can think about the big picture before your session. You can think about the big picture after the session. But when you're in the session, be in the session. Okay, like be focused, be in the present moment, be in the carefree state of mind. If you can do that, bro, you're gonna fix 90% of your problem. Kounya, detachement à outcome, non, it's not an easy thing. Parfois, c'est m'a dit ça, son va être easy, no guys. It's not an easy thing, bro. We have, you know, things in life happens. We have problems. We have, we gotta pay this, we gotta pay that. We have the bills, and we get parents pour take care, we get moun pour take care, and then it's hard, man, to like be in the market and not thinking about it. It's not easy. Y'a no person m'a dit ça parce qu'il est easy. It's not easy. But you can work on that and make sure that you detach yourself to the outcome. So now, what do I expect? It's 10:44. We have the j'en ai carré hein sous IS market là pas jam retourner sous tête à oli open là et sous N qui nous te fait ça, nous allons faire l'autre manipulation, OK? Nous allons faire l'autre manipulation là et that was 950, that was 10. All right, now nous allons faire l'autre manipulation là and then nous drop lower. J'aime plus swim balance M15 ça, OK? J'aime plus swim balance M15 ça surtout les deux assets yo. Nous te gen un balance M5 là, OK? So nous gen yes qui get a montré qu'il vle invertedly. But j'aime plus sur imbalance M15 ça. M'a observé deux bagages là. M'a observé imbalance M15 ça and then m'a observé no week ça qui là. Alright, I think that's on no week too. But c'est no games to the asset you. Yeah, that's a no weekend though. Okay. So m'a observé des bagages ça là. And li 10h45. But c'est ma plus après the next hour and tout. Okay. So now, nous get again version ça sur ES. Nous beaucoup gain sur NQ. I'm telling me where NQ invertedly. And then the next hour, pour nous jouer une nice opportunity pour nous just prendre target ça. That would be something nice if we can have the inversion on both of the assets. Okay. Kisaki, no wick. No wick is like when you have a candle that does not create a wick from one side, or sometimes, well, not both sides, but you know, right here, that's kind of a gap. Okay. So now what can happen? Market la ka retourne exactement côté qui pas de wick, là créer un wick, li manipuler puis il réagit. Or market la ka just break massively, continue to the downside. Okay. So la kounya, j'aime sous deux imbalance M15 ça. So yes, get a montré signe de inversion, but NQ still holdly. It's a synchronized imbalance. J'en nous connais souvent relé yo. Moi a pire aimé si tous les deux ta invertedly. Pour m'ta commencer par les deux potential opportunity. I got it in the low resale on NQ, so divergence with ES and it swept the high. So you're trading in 1 minute scalping entry. That's good. I am more intraday, so I'm waiting. So j'ai une SM500 nous parler de lui plusieurs fois. Il a sur tous les deux assets yo. From this imbalance to this low, that's 25 points. That's fine. Hopefully market never just like you call non finite. Sans pas by aucun signe ou bien pas by aucun retracement en M5, M15. Pas trop sur M1 c'est mental. Okay, we got that inversion on M5. We have these imbalance. We have a few imbalances. We have a small one right here. Give me a small retracement. Is there anything interesting interests you? Well, I'm waiting for any retracement in one of these imbalances, probably in the next hour, to go to the downside and take these targets on NQ. We have them too on ES. Well, ES is the weakest one right now. We can see price just break the no weekend though. We got the inversion and we just keep dropping lower. So now, just wait. You got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes down. At what time they set the high? Oh, that was 10:30. I did not pay attention to that. It's exactly at 10:30. That's great. That's great. Favensley and Woodley. That's great. Beaucoup ladder. Mapten you ouvert votre lave moi. Beaucoup ladder. Mapten. I'm patient, guys. Mbat prend entry dans bougie 10h pour 11h. But te gen, actually te gen. And at 10:30 exactly, NQ set the high of the hour. Exactly 10:30, like the 10:30 to 10:35 candle. But yeah, I did not really see that. I'm waiting. If I have an entry, I have it. If I don't have it, well, I don't have it too. One thing is sure, I'm not chasing any price. I'm not chasing the market. That's what I know. That's all I know. But yeah, Favinci fait TP. And with graphic fait TP. Et monsieur certain que moun nan groupe là tout. Qui fait TP tout. Sous Discord là. We just had Jolt's job opening. I don't really pay attention to these things. But yeah, they can create some nice move, but they're gonna create the move exactly in my potential sell or buy area. All right. So I had this sell area before the news. So wait, runner into 3. We're gonna have that inversion and probably gonna break that. Let's see if we can have something like this in the next hour. Any retracement sort of this imbalance or this inversion on M15 to go lower to attack 23,235 on the Nasdaq and 6,000 for 21.50 on ES. And yes, we take the first target. Okay, we take the first target, and now let's see if we can keep dropping lower. All right, so but that was a great move. Anybody that caught that, shiny, shiny, I don't know how to say it, if it's shiny or shiny. You tell me. It was weird for the news release. Well, the news is the excuse. We are reacting from these targets, but we can see that there too. And what is this? What is the range? That's 50 point on yes. That's 211 points on Nasdaq. That's a lot. 15 minutes. We got that inversion. 1 hour. Big down candle. Close to being icy. And for hour, well, we are moving to the downside after this big up candle. So now I'm still waiting. Just delete that inversion and see some imbalance right here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 bearish imbalances. That's the second one. I would like to see price reacted for this one or probably this one, and then to keep dropping lower. Since NQ tagged already attacked the Nasdaq, the inversion on M15, that might be a good sign. That might be a good sign, and then go lower and take these targets right there. See. Ouais, bah, ça t'est déconnecté là. It's crazy. Yep. Looks nice. Looks nice. We can see the Nasdaq came back to the imbalance on the M15, that inversion on M15. And then ES, which is the weaker index, couldn't do it. We are still above the hourly open. I want to see price leave the hourly open, like come below it at 11:30 or before that. So we have until 11:30. And we're gonna stay patient. Wait. Oh. Something's in the chat now. Coach, do you have any plan for the subscriber or events this year? If I'm gonna do something, that will be with my students, to be honest. Not subscribers or things like that. Okay. So the market already inverted like 2 imbalances after that reaction of these downside objective. Let's see, bro. I might be late to the party, or probably not. I'm not gonna be in the party at all. Just wait. Just wait and see, bro. Well, No one has ever said, I regret that I was impatient. No one has ever said that. I don't like this movement. We are still above the hourly open. So now we are moving with high conviction. So it's not what you want to see, bro. We can say we have this imbalance. We can say we have that bullish candle that can be considered as IC, even though that's the real IC for me. I still see price going lower, but based on the hourly open right now, we don't have anything yet. At least I don't want to see price close above this candle, this 15 minutes candle. If we close above it, that will be the retracement we will had for the day, and the market will just keep going higher, and that will be just a retracement of the 4-hour candle to keep going higher. That's how I see it. But the hourly candle, the hourly open, doesn't give sign of weakness yet. Okay, at least if we can have a pin bar, a rejection candle, that will be it. But that's why I don't chase price, bro. I'm patient. Nikki Sanudi in the chat. Where would you place your stop loss if price feel imbalanced and gives you confirmation? Well, if price can break below the hourly open before 11:30, I will put my stop at the hourly high eventually. Or if somebody wanna short that, the best stop loss will be above the high. Well, if you wanna short this imbalance, for example, it's gonna be a stop loss. Well, it's 25 points, but that's gonna be a stop loss, and that's 122. Not bad. If you wanna take, if somebody wanna just take it before the reverse to the downside and take this imbalance, well, it's doable actually. But the only thing, if you wanna do this, you don't want to see price create like an IC candle, because that can be a manipulation, and that's gonna be an IC candle to keep going higher. You don't want to see that. You want to see price create a rejection candle from this imbalance and then break or close below this opening of this candle. So you don't want to see an IC candle right there. So yeah. And in this case, if we drop lower, we're probably gonna have the low set and the high set, and we're gonna spend the entire day or the rest of the day in between. But what I can tell, as soon as we take these targets, the potential bearishness is over, and that might be the retracement to keep going higher, since we have that manipulation right there. That's how I see it. Do you understand? There is no way price is going lower, because it's already run the bearish imbalance and close above it, and now moving toward the second imbalance. This is a sign the market is bullish. Well, we will see. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. But as you can see, the hourly open, we just moved to the upside. Until now, we don't have any sign of weakness so far. Oh, Shini. All right, Shini. You've been active lately on my channel. I feel like you like the channel. Do you like it? It's just a question. I feel like you like it. I don't know. Just saying. So again, that's a lesson on targets. Okay. Now you see why these areas, they are important. You see why these areas, they are important. Because price came exactly right there, and we can see how price manipulate that lows. Why we manipulate that low? It's because we have downside objective right there. We have pending orders right there. Every time you see something like this, you know you have pending orders right here. People that bought there, their stop loss is there. People that have been waiting for this order block too long, they have orders in this area and their stop loss is right there. People that's been waiting for break and retest to go lower, well, they're gonna put some orders right here. So we have a massive pool of liquidity, I can say, in this area, right? So this is a lesson on target. But me, I draw my hourly open and I say, all right, let's wait if the hourly open can give me some nice confirmation. So I never had it. So that's why you have to be patient sometimes. All right. And that's why I don't chase price. Okay. I missed that move. Well, I'm waiting. I'm not going to chase anything. Not going to chase it. Okay. And now the market telling us that, well, the low is set. And then now that will be the retracement we're going to have for the day to keep going higher. Let me check. And yeah, I see price keep going higher. At least we're gonna take 23,667.50 at least. But let's wait. Let's wait. Okay. At any point, at any moment, the hourly open at 11 tell me to sell. First 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and we're going to have 20 minutes. The market just keep moving to the upside. That's not a market too short. I posted a video yesterday about it. I posted at 12 something, 12:30. Okay. When I've realized that the market, oh, I probably missed that move, and then the market is moving to the downside, and I'm waiting for that inversion, the market just dropped lower. I'm not trying to sell that expansion. Okay. I drew my hourly open. It's 10:50 something. It's better to wait for the new hour. Okay. It's better to wait for the new hour to see if this potential sell area will hold and to keep going lower. So now the hourly open at 11 just moved to the upside. First big candle, second bullish candle, third bullish candle. So now no one gonna tell me, coach, I tried to short that imbalance and I got stop loss, because I posted a video exactly yesterday to show you how to avoid this type of stop loss. Because if you're gonna go lower, eventually the market will create a downside candle on 1 hour. To have a bearish daily candle, you're gonna have some hourly bearish candles, right? So that was not one of them. That doesn't mean we can't create another manipulation to go lower, but that's not the hourly to take the short. If you you learn from traders. Well, you learn from the real ones. You learn from the real ones. John Fibonacci, Jordan Morgan, Valentino, Zachary, Walker. Walker used to be my guy. And Sorenki li reagi nan no week candle la ki te nan M15. Yep. I put it here for a reason. Okay. We've learned that from the trade house, you know. I only trade house gonna teach you these things. Whenever the market creates this no week candle, and most of the time I like them in 15 minutes or 1 hour, it's a sign that we might come back here to create a manipulation to set the week every time. That's gonna be the message behind it, the no week candle. Okay, so I put it there. And we had this imbalance on M15. We can see we react exactly right there. From the imbalance we move to the upside. Okay, and now if you're asking me why sometimes everybody like having stop losses and I don't, it's because of these things. Okay, because of the hourly open, because of the no week candle, because of the imbalances I'm waiting for price to get inverted or to react from in such and such. Who is the trader? It's not someone, it's a company. It's a company with a lot of educators, real good, great educators. My mentor John Fibonacci is the co-founder, and the Felix coach is from Trade House too. Okay, so yeah, we've learned a lot of things from these people way before we had ICT everywhere. And I'm saying the video next time I can parler de concept ICT way before like ICT was popular like that. And that's why, you know, well, okay, something is wrong somewhere. I don't know, but something is wrong somewhere. That's how you know. All right, it's 11:20. Still no trade for me. So Trade House is a group of educators. They each have their own style, but they're literally teaching almost the same thing, but with different ways of doing, if I can say that, you know. And each people can just choose one of them and keep following him or her. I chose John Fibonacci, and I know Felix watch more Mr. Seven Sources, which is like Jordan Morgan. And there's another guy. I don't remember his name, but there is another guy. For example, the quarterly theory, the quarter levels, and I'm talking about the quarter levels, I've learned that from John Fibonacci talked about it too, but I've learned that from Mike Myers. Okay. Mike Myers. So he basically puts quarter levels in all of the assets, and that's the only thing he trades, the quarter levels. But I know that. John Fibonacci. Well, now if you don't know John Fibonacci, you can just disconnect from my stream. If you don't know John Fibonacci, just like delete your Instagram, your YouTube and everything. I'm joking. Well, John Fibonacci is the guy that helped me about my, well, if I have Libra today, it's because of him. Okay, so he taught me about leadership, tell me to read books, you know, suggest me some books to read. I was not a book lover before John Fibonacci, you know, and then yeah. So just go on Instagram and search John Fibonacci. You will see him. So he curses a lot. Okay, so that's the only problem. And I've been telling him that, bro, you curse a lot, bro. Like, I think John curses more than he breathes, bro. But he's my mentor. Okay, it's not a problem. He knows that, and I used to tell him that, bro, you curse a lot. So yeah, I don't know if you have a question. Well, as of right now, this looks like the manipulation we're gonna have to consolidate the gold context we had to keep going higher. Okay, the market right now telling us this retracement was enough, and then we just react massively right there, and we probably might, well, for people that are doing scalp, we're probably gonna just retrace inside of a concept to keep going higher, and after that we can have another bearish manipulation, but I don't see it happens right now. Okay, that's the V, you know, we drop down massively and we react massively right away. That's how you know that's a manipulation, you know. And then we have this imbalance on M5, we have this inversion. That can be a scalp opportunity for somebody to like help the market moving to the upside. And yeah, that can be an idea. And now this downside target, the market might leave it for future reference. Okay, because we had that manipulation, and then we had that manipulation right there. So that's what I see as of right now. That's what I see, guys. It's 11:25. Everyone been telling him that for years. Yeah. All right, so that will be it for today, guys. It was a pleasure to be here with you. Hopefully you like what you saw today. Hopefully you like my content, and drop some likes if you like them. Drop some like if you like them, and see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow for another session. 12:30, I mean 9:30. Okay, for a new session, for a New York Stock Exchange session. What I'm gonna do, I will put my alert right here. Okay, and I'm gonna put an alert right here because I'm not gonna stay in front of the screen. Okay, and so when something happens, so I will just check it out to see what happened. And yeah, so it's always a pleasure to be here with you, to serve you. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.